First thing I want to explain, 6-second strip ECG. So 6-second strip. 6-second strip has, so this is a large box, right? This is a large box. Every large box has 5 small boxes. So every large box has 5 small boxes. A 6-strip ECG has 30, 30, has 30 big boxes. So this is a big box, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so on. There's 30 of them, okay? So, so basically, 6-second strip ECGs has 30 large boxes, and I'm gonna teach you how to count the rate, the heart rate using the large boxes. Okay. The second thing I want to mention is small boxes. So small boxes, if a rhythm, now we're going to explain ECGs, but if a beat travels one small box, every small box is 0.04 seconds. Every large box is 0.2 seconds. Okay, every small box 0.04 seconds. Every large box 0.2 seconds. That means every 5 large boxes will make 1 second. Every 5 small boxes will make 0.2 second. Every 5 large boxes will make 1 second. Okay, so just want to emphasize that one small box is 0.01 second. Every one big box, a large box, is 0.2 seconds. Okay, so this is a regular beat. This is one beat. So you hear about PQRST, right? You hear about PQRST. So yes, when I talked about 30 large boxes. Okay, or if you want 300 small boxes. Okay, but anyways, moving on. So this is a small, this is one beat. So a beat is P, QRS, T. Never mind the U, huh? I picked this picture from Google, but never mind the U. So P, QRS, T. Are you gonna use the T for your NCLEX? No. The only things you're gonna use are P, which represent the atriums in the heart, and the QRS, which represents the ventricles in the heart. So the heart, 4 chambers, 2 atriums, 2 ventricles. Atriums are at the are up, and the ventricles are at the bottom. Okay, that's the anatomy of the heart. So the P wave, that means that the atriums are kicking the blood down. Okay, that's a small beat because they kick and they are assisted with gravity. That's why it's a small wave. It's a small kick, and the atriums are way smaller than the ventricles. So the ventricles, they're pumping blood to the lungs. You know, the left ventricle is pumping blood to the rest of the body organs. So it is a big, big pump, big kick, big wave, big QRS. So this represents the ventricles, and the P represents the atrium. All right, that's cool. We're gonna talk about something called PR interval. What's a PR interval? It's from the start of the P to the start of the Q. Okay, start of the P, right there, start of the P, start of the Q. So if you want to count small boxes, it's 1, 2, 3, 4.5, 4.5 or 5. That's the PR interval. We're not gonna use it, but this is general information. Okay, we're not gonna use it for your NCLEX because on your NCLEX they will not ask you about blocks. I know you guys are happy. I can see your smiley faces. On the NCLEX exam, they will not ask you about first degree block, second degree block, Mobitz 1, Mobitz 2, or third degree block. They will not ask you about pacemaker. They will not ask you about synchronized cardioversion. Anything that has to do with ACLS, they will not ask you on the NCLEX test. Who's happy now? Yes, I just want to make sure that you guys know this piece of information. You will not get blocks on your exam. Okay, so moving on, a PR interval is the normal value, the normal range is from 0.12 seconds to 0.2 seconds. Remember, 0.2 seconds is one large box. 0.12 seconds is 3 small boxes. Add them together. So the normal, so the peep should go up and down, either 3 small boxes or the maximum is 1 large box. Again, this piece of information you do not need to memorize. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. So 3 small boxes or 1 big box. QRS. This one is important for you to memorize. Okay, I just want you to know the normal. QRS is 0.06 seconds. So it's just above the 4. So it's a box and a half till 0.1, which is 2.5 boxes. So 0.06 to 0.1, or you can memorize 1.5 small boxes to 2.5 small boxes. So what I want you to know, I want you to recognize when you see a normal QRS and a wide QRS. So what I want you to recognize is normal and above normal, wide QRS. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? All right. So this is normal heart rate. Normal heart rate is 60 to 100. It's important for you to know the normal heart rate if you're going to take the NCLEX, 60 to 100. All right? So these information, we're going to use them for every single rhythm or arrhythmia that we're going to talk about today. All right. So before that, I just want to tell you what is a R to R interval. What does R to R interval means? R to R means from, so this is the Q, this is the R, and this is the S. That's a QRS complex. So the R is at the top. So the measurement from R to R, so what I want to know is this a regular rhythm? Is this a regular rhythm? So 4 things that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about rate, rhythm, P wave, and a QRS, right? So 4 things you need to know, you need to look for whenever you are analyzing an ECG. Rate, rhythm, P wave, and a QRS, right? Rate is going to be either. Okay, so this is not messed up on this. All right, so it's going to be either below 60, normal, or above 60. So below 60, normal, or above 60. The rhythm is going to be regular or irregular. What does that mean? So here, let me see, where's the map? So here you see the distance from R to R, is it equal to the distance from another R to another R? All the way through the strip? So this is what I'm testing. So here from R to R, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 large boxes and a little bit. Okay. So here, if I want to measure this, it should be exactly the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, and add it a little bit if you want to add or take here. So let's see here. It's so if you want to go back small box, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and go back small box and a little bit. So it seems that the distance from R to R to R to R to R is regular. So it means that the distance is regular. All right. So we'll go through this slide and then I'll move back to the other slide. So P wave. What do I need to know about the P wave? Where's the P wave? That's the P wave, right? This is P, this QRS. That's all you need to know. Do you need to know T or U or whatever? No, it's P and QRS. So the P, how does it look? P wave. What do I need to know about the P wave? Is there a P wave or there's no P wave? So that means, is it present or not present? That's all I need to know. Do you see a bump right there or you do not see a bump? Sometimes the P is just behind the QRS. You cannot see it. So all I need you to know is, can you see it or not? I don't want you to analyze it. Is it like a normal P, an inverted P, or a hidden P? I don't want that. It's either present or not present. What about the QRS? I already told you guys about the QRS. It's either narrow, which is normal, or wide, which is abnormal. So a wide is greater than 2.5 small squares. So this one small square, second small square, and a little bit. So that's normal. Okay, let's see here. One small square, two small squares. So from here to here, Q, R, and S, and here where the S ends. So it's two small squares. That's normal, narrow. Okay, that's all I need you to know. If you can analyze these, then you can analyze any ECG rhythm. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean by is the slide above 100. Let me move to the previous slide and explain it. So, so the slides, you don't need to memorize them. You will get those in your notes, okay? Oops. Or do it again. Okay, so this is the previous slide. Someone asked to return to the previous slide. It's small boxes, big boxes. Just, you don't need to know the PR interval. I'm just, putting that out there. But all I want you to know is the QRS. QRS, the normal is from 0.06 to 0.1. It's 1.5 small box to 2.5 small box. All I need you to know is that P wave there, is it present or not present? What about the QRS? Is it narrow or wide? That's all you need to know, okay? Moving on, so we talked about rate, rhythm, P wave, QRS. All I want you to know is, so below 60, it's called bradycardia. Bradycardia. Normal, it's normal. The heart rate is between 60 and 100. Above 100, it's called tachycardia. Okay? All right, let's move on. So present or not present, narrow or wide. I want you to look at this rhythm and tell me, what is this rhythm? Put down in the comment section. Just quick look at it and put down in the comment section, what is this rhythm? Can anyone guess? Okay, can you count the heart rate? How much is the heart rate? So 1 QRS, 2 QRS, 3 QRS, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 QRSs. 8 times 10, 80. Is that tachycardia or bradycardia or normal? Yes, that is normal. All right. P wave. You guys don't see a P wave, right? I know, that's my bad. There should have been a P wave right there. Okay, but clearly there's no P wave. What about, but let's assume that there's a P wave here. I should have picked another rhythm. Okay, what about the rhythm? Is it regular? R to R. Oh, this is interesting, right? Okay, let's skip it. R to R, to R, to R, to R. So what I'm looking at is a regular rhythm, except for this, strange beat right here. This is strange, but from R to R, usually, like, it looks that they are regular, except for this awkward beat, right? Okay, what about the QRS? So QRS looks normal here. It's two small squares, again, and again, and again, and again, except for this weird, bizarre QRS, right? Okay, so what I'm looking for is rate, rhythm, P wave, and QRS. So rate is normal, rhythm, I see regular, except for that bizarre beat. P wave, I will say present, even though it's not present, but just, I couldn't find a better slide. And QRS is narrow, right? So this is normal sinus rhythm. Normal sinus rhythm. But then you're gonna ask me, what is that? That's a premature ventricular contraction. That's a very wide QRS, very wide. Whenever you see like this wide, that bizarre QRS, it is called PVC, premature ventricular contraction. Okay, so let's look at this strip. Tell me what you see. Tell me in the comments what you see. What do you see in the what do you see here? Is the rate normal? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 70. That's normal. Is the rhythm regular? It looks like regular. R to R are equal. Is a P wave present? I see it present right there. It's P wave, P wave. P wave usually is before the QRS. I see it. QRS, is it narrow? I see it's narrow, 2 small squares. That's narrow. Okay. So what is that? Normal sinus rhythm. What about the bottom one? Bottom one. R to R. First rate. So 1, 2, 3 is the same rate, 70. Normal. Rhythm. Is it regular? R to R to R to R. That's regular. P wave. Present, 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 present. Okay. QRS. Narrow. 2 small squares, too small. So it doesn't matter if the QRS is long from the bottom or long from the top. That's only because it's a different lead. So this could be lead 2 and this is lead 3. It is showing me another dimension of the heart. So one could be lateral and the other could be inferior part of the heart. So it doesn't matter. So I'm not looking about, you know, like if it's higher from the QRS is higher from the up or the bottom. Doesn't matter. So the only thing I'm going with are the rate, rhythm, P, and QRS. Okay. So this is a normal sinus rhythm with a PVC, which is premature ventricular contraction. All right. This strip, this is interesting. Let me know about the rate, rhythm, P wave, and QRS. Let's start with the rate. $50. Awesome. Because I have 5 QRSs, so times 10, that's 50. Rhythm. Rhythm. To me, it looks normal. So the rate I have, this is 1 QRS, 2, 3, 4, 5. To know how much is the rate on a 6-second strip, I just multiply how many QRSs I have times 10. So I have 5 times 10, that's 50. That's the rate. Is it normal, bradycardia, or tachycardia? To me, it's brady. Okay. Rhythm, regular, awesome. QRS, narrow, awesome. You guys have answered before me asking. QRS, so P wave is present, it's right there. Right there, that's a P. Just before the QRS, there's a P wave. Then the QRS, it's narrow, and all of you guessed it, it's bradycardia, sinus bradycardia. Okay, what about this one? Just give me a quick, read the strip, and give me a quick heart rate and rhythm. What's the heart rate? Awesome, you guys are amazing. 30. What's the heart rate? What's the rhythm? What do I call this arrhythmia? P wave is there. There's QRS. It's regular, and the heart rate is brady. What do I call it? What do I call this arrhythmia? Is it normal sinus rhythm? Is it tachycardia? Or is it bradycardia? Sinus bradycardia. Do I have answers? Yes, it is normal sinus bradycardia. Sinus means that R to R are equal to R. So R to R are equal. So they call it sinus. It means it's regular. Okay, bradycardia, heart rate is low, and you call it bradycardia. Is that clear so far? I think it should be extra clear. But let me know. Is that clear so far? Awesome. Awesome. All right. we're gonna talk about an ECG rhythm, and you guys tell me about it. What do you think about this one? Tell me rate, rhythm, P wave, and QRS. Let's go. Okay, who didn't understand it very well, just let's go with this second rhythm, and then you will pick up the pace. So rate, I look for QRSs, right? This is 1 QRS, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14. Okay, 140, awesome. It's stacky because the heart rate is above 100. Okay, is it regular? So the distance from R to R to R to R, it looks pretty like regular. I would say regular. P wave. P wave comes just before the QRS. There's a P wave here. There's a P wave here. There's another P wave. P wave just before the QRS. P wave. So P wave is present. QRS. Is it narrow? So let's say 1, 2. So almost two small boxes. So 1, 2, almost 2.5. So I guess it's, so here it's more clear. 1, 2, and it's 2 actually. So I would say that it is narrow. What do I call this rhythm? Awesome. Sinus tachycardia. So I guess you guys, so normal sinus tachycardia or sinus tachycardia is the right answer. So you guys should have mastered 3 rhythms so far. Normal sinus rhythm, sinus bradycardia, and sinus tachycardia. Believe it or not, you might get this rhythm on your NCLEX. Okay, believe it or not, you might get this rhythm on your NCLEX. All right, moving on to more complex rhythms. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna make it easy for you to memorize. When you see this rhythm, what are you going to think about? Okay, rate, rhythm, P wave, and QRS. Do I want you to look at the rate when you see this rhythm? No. QRS? I mean, rate, rhythm, P wave, QRS? You might look at the QRS and say it's narrow. I don't want you to look at anything, honestly. When you see this rhythm, it's the same. I don't want you to look at anything. None of these makes sense, okay, for your NCLEX. It doesn't make sense. The only thing I want you to look at are, you see these, like sharp teeth or saw. You know the saw? So if you see like saw-like teeth, saw-like teeth, this, all of these are P waves. Okay, I don't want you to know that. I just want you to pick up that, picture. Just consider it as a picture. Whenever you see this drawing, like saw-like teeth, like here, saw-like teeth. Okay, whenever you see saw-like teeth, I want you to think of atrial flutter. That's it, atrial flutter. The only reason I said QRS, it's narrow, it's gonna always be narrow. I just want you to know, whenever it's narrow, that means that this arrhythmia is coming from the atrium. Okay, when the QRS is narrow, the arrhythmia is coming from the atrium, because the problem is with the P wave. The P is abnormal. So the QRS is normal, that means the ventricle are normal. The problem is with the P wave. So whenever you see so-like P's, it's atrial flutter. Does everyone know if this rhythm comes up? Do you know the answer? Do you know what that rhythm is? It's atrial flutter. Atrial flutter. Memorize it. Okay? Okay, let's move to the second atrial arrhythmia. So you only need to know 2 atrial arrhythmias. Atrial flutter and another one. Okay, I'm gonna show you the other one. This is the other one. Okay? Do I want you to look at the rate, a rhythm, a P wave, a QRS? Actually, yes, one of them, best. Only one of them. Which one? if you see a narrow QRS, so this is the tip. If you see a narrow QRS and irregular rhythm, narrow QRS, but the R to 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 R is not equal. So that's an irregular rhythm. Anytime you see a narrow QRS, that means the problem is from the atrium. So it's gonna start with atrial, okay? Normal QRS, but irregular rhythm. You're gonna call it, let me see if anyone answered. No one answered. You're gonna call it atrial fibrillation, okay? Atrial fibrillation. So anytime narrow QRS right there, you know that these are atrial arrhythmias, okay? Here, it doesn't matter if these are irregular, right? So these are irregular, these are regular. It doesn't matter. If you see the sole-like peas or sharp teeth, you're gonna call it flutter, right? If you do not see sharp teeth like those, you see narrow QRS, irregular rhythm, we're gonna say atrial fibrillation. Okay? Very rarely you will find the atrial flutter as irregular. I just put the rhythm out there because I found it on the internet. Okay? But it doesn't matter. When you see those sole-like peas, I want you to think of flutter. Narrow QRS, irregular, atrial fibrillation. That's all you need to know for your NCLEX. So atrial arrhythmias, that's all you need to know. Let's talk about some. So there's only one atrioventricular arrhythmia. I'm gonna show it to you. And it's very easy to pick up the difference between this one and the other slot and the other rhythm I'm gonna show you. So here, if I look at rate, rhythm, P wave, and QRS. Rate. Can someone calculate the rate for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Does anyone know how much the rate is? 170. Awesome. So it's stacky. What about the rhythm? Is it regular or irregular? Awesome. Regular. What about the P wave? Do you see a P wave? Do you see a P wave? Okay. So this is not actually a P wave. This is a T wave. Okay. This is the QRS, and then there's the T, and then there's another QRS. So the P is hidden either behind the QRS or behind the T. But you're gonna tell me, Mo, how in the hell will I differentiate between a T and a P? I understand. I hear you. Okay, so this is my tip. Anytime you see a tachycardia and it's regular and the QRS are narrow, but the heart rate is more than 150, then you call this a supraventricular tachycardia, SVT, supraventricular tachycardia. Okay, so did you guys hear my tip? I'm gonna say it again. If the rate is tachy, the rhythm is regular, the QRS is narrow, but the heart rate is above 150, then just call it supraventricular tachycardia. Okay? If it is below 150, what are you going to call it? Sinus tachycardia. Okay? This rhythm, I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 140. This is sinus tachycardia. When the rhythm jumps more than 150, the P wave, because it's very fast, you'll not see the P wave. It will be embedded in the T or the QRS. Okay? Is that clear? Awesome. You guys are amazing. Now we're gonna move to ventricular arrhythmias. All right? This is beautiful actually. For me, ECG are a piece of art. Just memorize them. Okay, like the Mona Lisa. If you see a Mona Lisa, you will know that this is the Mona Lisa. All right, what is this? Does anyone know? Does anyone know what is this rhythm?
You are the only one who's gonna determine his future by taking the first step. Click that link.